Hello and Happy New Year to you. This is your energy reading for the month of January 2013 using Feng Shui astrology and the tarot. Now, although we've moved into a new year as far as the Western calendar is concerned, in Chinese astrology we don't actually start the new year until February. So we are still in the old year of heaven energy for the month of January. But we are also moving into a monthly energy cycle known as thunder. Now, last month we had the very creative, kind of fickle, curious energy of wind, and it's very fast energy. Thunder is almost as fast. It still has that creativity about it that wind has. But you know what thunder's like? You know, it's all nice and quiet for a while, and then we get a little bit of a rumbling, and then all of a sudden it kind of blows, and it's noisy, and it's kind of crashing down and everything. And really that energy is going to be so up and down this month. And the fact that we are in a heaven energy year as well, the two, thunder and heaven, don't always see eye to eye. There's a strong potential for clashes and conflicts. So it's really going to be quite a bumpy ride. However, this energy does have so many benefits, you can really use them. We're going to be moving into it around about the 5th of January. And thunder energy is great for starting things. So if you've made New Year's resolutions and you need a little bit of a kick up the backside to get them going, tap into that thunder energy, because it will kind of get you going and get you on track quite quickly. However, the thing with thunder energy is that it's not always good at finishing things. It tends to kind of move off and rumble somewhere else and start something else. So it has its downsides, but it also has this such strong creativity and kind of force behind it. So you're not going to have a month where you're sitting around just kind of twiddling your thumbs or counting your toes or whatever. There's a lot of energy. You're going to really want to kind of get out there and do things. So use that energy as well as you can. Now, if you're a thunder star, I think you're going to like this month. You've had a pretty quiet year. Thunder stars don't like quiet years. By the way, if you don't know if you're a thunder star, just have a look at my website. Click on the link for Feng Shui astrology and you can work it out. But you've had a quiet year, thunder star. This month it's starting to pick up again. You're starting to feel the old thunder you, which I think you might have lost last year. And as we move into the new year in February, it gets even more interesting, but you'll have to wait a month to know what's going on with that. Okay, so that's the energy cycle. Now, the 3 tarot I picked, we've actually got 2 major tarot in the 3 cards. So I think this mirrors this whole thing about thunder, about things moving and shaking and kind of just changing things around. There's a lot of changes going on. So the first card I dealt, these were all upright cards, by the way. The first card I dealt was a knight. This is the Knight of Pentacles. I call him my steady Eddie, and I'll explain why in a moment, but he's very grounded. The second card was a major card. This is the Magician. Was an interesting card to have. And the third card was also another major card, and she is the Empress. Okay, so let's have a think about this. There's a couple of these are very, very grounded. The Knight of Pentacles, I call him my steady Eddie. The Knight is a wisdom. The Knight brings a wisdom, but it's quite an immature wisdom. But it ties in really well with this thunder energy, because Pentacles is all about opportunities to do well in this physical world. So normally it means business opportunities. And the Knight kind of brings those opportunities in. And it doesn't really matter that he's an immature wisdom, because, whenever we start projects, whenever we start new things, we have to learn, we have to try things, and sometimes things fail as well. And it's only through the failures that we learn what works. So with him and this energy, this thunder energy, to start things, and not only be creative, but to really focus our energy and make things work in the physical world. It's a huge boost really for the new year, and something to get excited about. So I think there are opportunities there to use the energy of that thunder star and make it happen in the physical world. So here's a really good card to have this month. Now, the other card, which is also quite grounding and talking about the physical world, is this third card. She's the Emperor. She's not the Emperor, she's the Empress. She's married to the Emperor, by the way. But, you know, she represents the physical feminine. She represents Mother Earth. She's all about the mothering nature, which is nurturing and support, but she's also about fertility. And this is a really nice card to have, because at this time of the year we've just gone through here in the northern hemisphere anyway, the winter solstice, where the days have been at the darkest, and we've moved now into that growing yang energy. And it means that underground seeds are starting to germinate, they're starting to put their little buds out, and eventually they're going to come up. So this is a wonderful symbol of fertility. If you're in the southern hemisphere, you've just gone through the summer solstice, and you're seeing the opposite side. You're seeing the results of that fertility. It's all about starting the harvest. And so she is really about nurturing and supporting ourselves on the physical realm. So, you know, these two cards are very much linked to this doing things on the physical realm. However, the third one isn't. This is the Magician. And he says, yeah, by all means, keep your feet grounded, because that's important. But what he also says is that, however, you are not just a physical person, you are a spiritual being too. You see, he's pointing up there. And what his message to us really is all about the fact that we are physical, we are spiritual. And if we can recognize the two, keep them balanced and use them both, we are here to have such a wonderful, amazing experience that it can only be described as magical. Life is magical. It's all about how you perceive it and what you take from it. You know, and he's such a key character. When the Fool goes on his journey throughout the tarot card, he's the first card within the major list of the tarot cards. The first person he meets is this Magician, because the first message he has to get across is that in order to learn things, in order to get something out of your experience here on this world, you have to remember that you're a spiritual being too. You pull the two together, you combine it, and that's when you have experiences. That's when you see life from different perspectives. That's when you learn things. That's when you become wiser. So he's a really, really important energy to have in our reading this month. So this month we've got lots of creativity, but we've got the opportunity to make it physical, to make it manifest too. So really go for that. Use the oomph for your New Year's resolutions, whatever they may be, and keep on with those. But remember why you're doing it. It's not just for a physical experience, it's to learn as a spiritual being as well. And so that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed January. By the next time I see you, the energy will be shifting again. All sorts of things to talk about. We've got a new Chinese year. We've got the water snake coming in and replacing the water dragon. So that's interesting stuff as well. And until I see you again, have a wonderful January.